Section 1-7, Day 2, Distance in the Coordinate Plane. Our objective today is to graph points and to use the Pythagorean theorem to find distances in the coordinate plane. First, we'll start off with a hint. Use the vertical and horizontal distances between the 2 points as the legs and the length of the distance as the hypotenuse. Then we'll use the Pythagorean theorem to find the length of the hypotenuse, which will be c. Let's try. We have a at -4, 1 and b at -1, 4. We'll start off by plotting these 2 points. -4, 1, there's a, and -1, 4, there's b. Now if I make this into a right triangle, I can then count. I see that this length is 3, and this length is also 3. So my 2 legs are 3. So now I plug into the Pythagorean theorem. I do 3 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared. 3 squared is 9, so I have 9 plus 9 equals c squared. 9 plus 9 is 18 equals c squared. And then I square root. The length of c, or my distance, is 4.24. That problem is done. Let's try this one. G is 610. Let's plot G. There's G. H is -3, -1, which is right about there. Let's make our triangle. And then count the vertical and horizontal distances. The horizontal is 9. The vertical is 11. So these are A and B. It does not matter which one is which. Let's say 9 squared plus 11 squared equals c squared. 9 squared is 81. 11 squared is 121 equals c squared. 81 plus 121 is 202. And finally, to solve, we take the square root. And c, or our distance, is about 14.21. And our next example, r is 5, -3, and s is 0, -5. So 5, -3 is about here. And 0, -5, there's s. Draw our triangle. Now let's count the horizontal distance. The horizontal distance is 5. The vertical distance is 2. So those will be A and B. 5 squared plus 2 squared equals c squared. 5 squared is 25. 2 squared is 4 equals c squared. 25 plus 4 is 29 equals c squared. Take the square root, and c, or my distance, is about 5.39. You can now try this one. Find the distance between c, 2, 2, and d, 6, 5. Start by plotting. 2, 2 is right about here. There's c. And 6, 5, right about there. There's d. Draw our triangle. Count the horizontal, which is 4, and the vertical, which is 3. Plug those in. 4 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared. 4 squared is 16. 3 squared is 9 equals c squared. 16 plus 9 is 25 equals c squared. And we take our square root. This one we do not need a calculator even. The distance is 5. Now for a word problem. The library is 5 miles north of your house. The post office 6 miles east of your house. To the nearest mile, how far is the library from the post office? Let's make the origin your house. 5 miles north would be 5 miles up. There, right there, is your library. Let's call it L. 6 miles east is to the right. There will be the post office. Let's call it P. And we've got our triangle. We want to find the hypotenuse. We know that the vertical is 5. The horizontal is 6. So we'll use 5 squared plus 6 squared equals c squared. 5 squared is 25. 6 squared is 36. equals c squared. 25 plus 36 makes 61. Take the square root of each of those, and c is 7.81. The directions say to the nearest mile, so that rounds to 8 miles. Try these two. Find the distance between 2, 1 and 7, 9. And your school is 3 miles south of your house. The park is 5 miles east of your school. So the nearest mile, how far is your house from the park? So start number 1, we'll need a graph. We have 2, 1 and 7, 9. My graph went a little bit into the words, I apologize. But here would be my triangle. I know that this distance is 5 and this distance is 8. So when I plug these in, I have 5 squared plus 8 squared equals c squared. 5 squared is 25. 8 squared is 64 equals c squared. That makes 89 equals c squared. Take the square root, and c, or my distance, is 9.4 because we're rounding to the nearest tenth. The second problem is just like the problem we did. If the origin is my house, the school is 3 miles south, and the park is 5 miles east. Here's our park. We have a right triangle. What is the distance from those two? So we'll take 3 squared plus 5 squared equals c squared. 3 squared is 9. 5 squared is 25 equals c squared. 9 plus 25 is 34 equals c squared. Take the square root, and c is about 5.83 miles. It says to the nearest mile, so 6 miles. Your assignment is the distance formula worksheet.